Welcome back to our lounge stroke my studio renovation, and in this week's episode we are doing the window seat doors. So in last week's you would have seen that we made the frame for the window seat and the carcass itself, and today we are tackling the doors. So I honestly have a little bit of trauma about doing doors with cabinet hinges, because when we were doing this in our kitchen it was an actual nightmare and all of the doors were wonky, nothing lined up straight, and I actually cried when the doors went on because it was just such a nightmare. So I was a bit anxious when I was combining an IKEA hinge with a hinge I got from my local DIY store, but I 3D printed a cabinet hinge jig. You can definitely get one of those on Amazon, but I 3D printed mine. Honestly, this saved my life. It made it so much easier. All I had to do was line up the jig, drill my holes, and then drill the hinge in, and it had little adjustment screws on it, which our kitchen cupboards don't, which made it so much easier. I was just able to do a little bit of adjusting, and it all hung beautifully. I did it in half an hour compared to our kitchen. It was just so much easier. And then we added the trim to the outside, so we added the thicker bit of trim to the edges to kind of make a square, and then we added this. Then we added OG trim, a thin little OG trim, to kind of give it that more Victoriana kind of vibe. On a Victorian flat, we're trying to make it in keeping. And then I screwed the doors back on to give you guys a visual of what it will look like. So all we've got to do now is fill them and paint them, and then this wall of cupboards will be so nearly done. So if you want to see that, follow along, and I will see you next time.